Hi, everybody. Welcome to In the Closet with Barbara Jean. I have a special guest today. She's waiting over there in the corner. She wants to sing you a song. Let's just go ahead and do that. So many of you remember our Cindy New Life. She's here and she dressed just for the occasion. You'll see what I'm talking about. Hold on, I'm going to go get her. I'll be right back. Cindy, are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready to come out of this closet. Well, you're going to still be in the closet. You'll just be off the shelf. Are you ready? Let's fix your dress. Okay. How's my hat? Oh, your hat looks fine. Oh, look what you've done. Okay, come on. Here we go. Hi. Look. I'm wearing glasses just like her. Yes, you are. I see you've been in my glasses collection, right? Yeah, I like them. Well, did you want to sing a song special just for today's little study where you need to talk? Yes, I'm gonna sing a song. Here I go. If you know it, sing along. Okay, here we go. Ready? Ready? Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him they long, they are weak, but he is strong. Merry Christmas! That's it. You ready to go bye? Say bye. Bye. I love you. Jesus loves you too. Okay. Goodbye, Cindy. Bye. Okay, here we go. Get back up on your shelf. We're gonna read. Okay. All right, we're back. I'm gonna read you Jesus Calling for Christmas. There's our Christmas tree. Here we go. Matthew chapter 10, verse 29 through 31 says, Are not two sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them will fall to the ground apart from the will of your Father. And even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. So don't be afraid. You are worth more than sparrows. Hebrews 11:27 says, By faith he left Egypt. Not fearing the king's anger, he persevered because he saw him who is invisible. And 2 Corinthians 4:18 says this, So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. For what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. Here we go. I am with you all in that. Okay, let me start over. I'm sorry. This is Jesus Calling for Christmas, and it's written in the first person, so it sounds like Jesus is talking to you and to me personally. So here we go. I am with you in all that you do, even in the most menial task. I am always aware of you, concerned with every detail of your life. Nothing escapes my notice, not even the number of hairs on your head. However, your awareness of my presence falters and flickers. As a result, your life experience feels fragmented. When your focus is broad enough to include me in your thoughts, you feel safe and complete. When your perception narrows so that problems or details fill your consciousness, you feel empty and incomplete. Learn to look steadily at me in all your moments and all your circumstances. Though the world is unstable and in flux, you can experience continuity through the uninterrupted awareness of my presence. Fix your gaze on what is unseen, even as the visible world parades before your eyes. That's Jesus calling for Christmas. Okay, now I want to read you something out of the Message Bible. You know my favorite Message Bible. I tell you all the time, you can get it on Amazon. You can get it at a Christian bookstore or probably Walmart. Anyway, I want to tell you, God needs your hands and your feet. Jesus has healed the sick. He's reported kingdom news. He's healed bruised and hurt lives. His heart is broken when he looks out over his earthly kingdom and he sees sheep, his sheep, that's me and you, his sheep with no shepherd. What a huge harvest. That's what he said to his disciples. What a huge harvest. And how few workers. He needs our hands and feet. He needs for us to be on our knees, folks, and pray for harvest hands. Now, I want to read you something in Matthew chapter 10. And it has to do with just exactly that, the 12 harvest hands. So here we go. The prayer was no sooner prayed than it was answered. Jesus called 12 of his followers and sent them into the ripe fields. He gave them power to kick out the evil spirits and to tenderly care for the bruised and hurt lives. This is the list of the 12 he sent. Now remember, we're in Matthew chapter 10. That was verse 1 in the Message Bible. This is the list of the 12 that he sent. Simon, they called him Peter, or Rock. Andrew, his brother. James, Zebedee's son. John, his brother. Philip, Bartholomew, Thomas. Matthew, who was the tax man. James, the son of Alphaeus, and Thaddeus, Simon the Canaanite, and Judas Iscariot, who later turned on him. So Jesus sent his 12 harvest hands out with this charge. Don't begin by traveling to some far-off place to convert unbelievers, and don't try to be dramatic by tackling some public enemy. Go to the lost. Go to the lost, confused people right here in the neighborhood. Tell them that the kingdom is here. Bring health to the sick. Raise the dead. Touch the untouchables. Kick out the demons. You have been treated generously, so live generously. You remember Jesus said that all the things that he did here on earth, we have that same power through the power of Jesus to do the same things. And he said, and even more. So remember that. So don't think you have to put on a fundraising campaign before you start. You don't need a lot of equipment. You are the equipment. And all you need to keep that going is 3 meals a day and travel light. When you enter a town or a village, don't insist on staying in a luxury inn. Get a modest place with some modest people and be content there until you leave. When you knock on a door, be courteous in your greeting. If they welcome you, be gentle in your conversation. If they don't welcome you, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene. Shrug your shoulders and be on your way. You can be sure that on Judgment Day they'll be mighty sorry, but it's no concern of yours now. Stay alert. This is hazardous work I'm assigning you. You're going to be like sheep running through a wolf pack, so don't call attention to yourselves. Be as cunning as a snake, inoffensive as a dove. Don't be naive. Some people will impugn your motives. Others will smear your reputation just because you believe in me. Don't be upset when they haul you before the civil authorities. Without knowing it, they've done you and me a favor, given you a platform for preaching the kingdom news. And don't worry about what you'll say or how you'll say it. The right words will be there. The Spirit of your Father will supply the words. And that's the beauty of knowing the Word of God, is because when it's time for you to speak those words out, they're in there. And they just come out. It flows like a river. And so that's what's wonderful about that. You don't have to Bible beat people. Just live like Jesus is teaching us to live. I've talked about that before. You remember. When people realize, I'm back in the Word, I'm back reading. When people realize it is the living God you are presenting and not some idol that makes them feel good, they're going to turn on you, even people in your own family. There is a great irony here, proclaiming so much love, experiencing so much hate. But don't quit. Don't cave in. It's all well worth it in the end. It is not success you are after in such times, but survival. Be survivors. Before you run out of options, the Son of Man will have arrived. Now, I'm still in chapter 7. A student doesn't get a better desk than her teacher. A laborer doesn't make more money than his boss. Be content, pleased, even when you, my students, my harvest hands, get the same treatment I get. If they call me the master dungface, what can the workers expect? Don't be intimidated. Eventually everything is going to be out in the open, and everyone will know how things really are. So don't hesitate to go public now. Don't be bluffed into silence by the threats of bullies. There's nothing they can do to your soul or your core being. Save your fear for God, who holds your entire life, body and soul, in his hands. Forget about yourself. What's the price of a pet canary? Some loose change, right? And God cares what happens to it even more than you do. He pays even greater attention to you, down to the last detail, even numbering the hairs on your head. So don't be intimidated by all this bully talk. You're worth more than 1,000,000 canaries. Stand up for me against world opinion, and I'll stand up for you before my Father in heaven. If you turn tail and run, do you think I'll cover for you? Don't think I've come to make life cozy. I've come to make a sharp knife cut between son and father, daughter and mother, bride and mother-in-law. Cut through these cozy domestic arrangements and free you up for God. Well-meaning family members can be sometimes your worst enemies. Okay, I added sometimes. All right, I'm sorry. If you prefer father or mother over me, you don't deserve me. If you prefer son or daughter over me, you don't deserve me. If you don't go all the way with me through thick and thin, you don't deserve me. If your first concern is to look after yourself, you'll never find yourself. But if you forget about yourself and look to me, you'll find both yourself and me. We are intimately linked in this harvest work. Anyone who accepts what you do accepts me, the one who sent you. Anyone who accepts what I do accepts my Father who sent me. Accepting a messenger of God is as good as being God's messenger. Accepting someone's help is as good as giving someone help. This is a large work I've called you into, but don't be overwhelmed by it. It's best to start small. Give a cool cup of water to someone who is thirsty, for instance. The smallest act of giving or receiving makes you a true apprentice. You won't lose out on a thing. And that was Matthew chapter 10. It was all of Matthew chapters 10 in the Message Bible. I think if you have an opportunity to read that in the New Living version of the Bible, it's got to be pretty awesome too. I've told many of folks before that the Living Bible was written for a 5-year-old, and I thought, well, now if a 5-year-old could read that and understand it, then maybe so can I. I wanted to see what it says in the commentary. Jesus called 12 disciples. He didn't draft them or force them or ask them to volunteer. He chose them to serve him in a special way. Christ calls us today. He doesn't twist our arms and make us do something we don't want to do. We can choose to join him or remain behind. When Christ calls you to follow him, how do you respond? Well, I think that's it for today. I've been on here 15 minutes. That's highly irregular. But I hope that you've had the opportunity to take a look at Barbara Jean in the Closet. If you enjoy these videos, please sprinkle the love, share it on your page, tell your friends, and just look for me on my page in the Closet with Barbara Jean. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.